What a lovely way to start the podcast.
I know.
Isn't it lovely?
It's nice and relaxing, especially for an afternoon.
It is quite nice and relaxing. Yes, it is. Kia ora, everybody, and welcome to Creative Talk Podcast, where we blend the worlds of consciousness and commerce. My name is Kabraska King.
And I'm Amber King, and today we're speaking with someone who is a healer, a reader, and an animal communicator. That's pretty cool, right?
It is. We're very excited to have him on board and also to be sharing space with him this evening to go into his world and really delve deeper into all the things that he has going on. So I'm really excited to be talking with him this week.
Yeah.
It's been a couple of weeks since we've been on, though, eh?
It's been a couple of weeks. What have we been up to?
Well, what have we been up to? We've been up to quite a lot, actually. We have had a lot of we've had a lot of events. We've had a lot of media and PR. We've had a lot of things take place within the company, our other business outside of the podcast. That has been really busy.
We've been in Sydney.
We have been in Sydney.
Yes, we've been up working with the team at Open Summit, which is an AI event, and that was at the Sydney Town Hall last week, and we got lots of media coverage for their event. So we were on Sunrise on Channel 7 with a robot who does Kung Fu. Lumi the robot. And that was heaps of fun. Then we went along to Sky News in the morning. That was cool too. They have a lot of really cool tech there. Radio interviews, more TV interviews. The event was really cool. There was a lot of people that came along. What did you learn from that in regards to AI?
So Open Summit is now Australia's leading, or one of the biggest up and coming AI robotic events in Australia. And yeah, as Amber was saying, we've been helping the team just bring it to life and help them get more media coverage within the space, and also help to promote the event because we think it's got massive, massive potential for it to be one of the biggest within this country and potentially the world as well. And so working with the team on board, Charlie, Henry, and a whole bunch of other people, very creative, very inspiring, and really was about showcasing where AI technology is at, where it's going to be going to, and then also robotics all at the same time.
Yeah.
So for me, being a tech person, I loved it. I thought it was pretty cool. There was just so many things that you could learn from the speakers. There was a lot of profound discussion going on with regards to AI. And good, bad, or ugly, AI is here to stay. There's a lot of positives that are happening within the industry. There's also a lot of negatives that people are having. Our take is that it is going to help change a lot of things within the world, and this is the start of it. Mm-hmm. So it was really good to be there. It was good to be there at the event, listen to people like Toby Walsh, who's like, one of the senior people within the space, and also meet a whole bunch of other brands and people that are all vying for the space of AI locally here in Australia.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there. And it's going to change. Like, as soon as you learn something, it's so quick to update, and as soon as you learn something, then there's something new coming up straight away. So it's really cool.
And you had like how many days in order to get like TV, television, radio coverage?
Like 2 weeks.
Like 5 days.
Yeah, and I think in total it was like 2 weeks. But
which is not normal.
It's
not normal, but you did a fantastic job, mate.
Thank you. We all did. Yes.
So yes, part of what we've been up to is doing events in Sydney, doing the Open Summit. Thank you to everyone that came along, supported, attended, and also learnt a whole lot within that space. And if you wanted to check out the coverage that the team had achieved, it's all available on our website. You can check it out and have a look for yourself. Mm-hmm. But also, My Body Spirit's coming up again in October.
Yeah.
Around my birthday. Actually, it's just before my birthday.
Yes.
Just a subtle hint there about my...
What does that mean? So you're going to be doing some readings on your birthday?
I'll probably be working, just like every birthday for the last 50 years.
Yeah. Were you working when you were 5 years old?
No. But it feels like I've been working for 50 years.
You're a piece of work. That's about it.
Oh, look. It makes life interesting.
No, but you love it. It's not actually your birthday on those dates, but you will love going there because and it's a good excuse for you to buy stuff there because you'll be like, oh, I'm going to get this for my birthday.
Yeah, absolutely.
Isn't it?
Mind, Body, Spirit in October. It's coming up. we're going to be there. It's in Sydney and at the International Convention Centre.
Yeah, ICC down there at Darling Harbour.
It is,
Darling Harbour?
yes.
Yeah.
Down in Darling Harbour. So that's going to be one to look out for. There's still a couple of months, obviously, for it to go, but I thought I'd just drop it in as like something we're going to be doing coming up in the future.
Yes.
Not too far away, actually.
And our cat, she's saying, don't go. She was just having a little meow there because I know she knows that we're talking to animals today. We're talking to animals. So I feel like she wants to be part of it.
Oh, totally. I think it'd be the best time to kind of, talk about everything that we do with her, because she is one of our... Obviously, she is our cat, but she also has to deal with both of us in two different ways.
Yeah.
I kind of feel sorry for her
I know. Well, you bring all the creepy crawlies in. And,
what does that mean? As if they're just attached to me.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I am pure light.
There's no such thing.
No
such thing.
I am vigilant about protections.
Vigilant, yes. Yeah, we both are, actually. We both do our piece to try and make that happen.
Yeah, no.
Hey,
yeah.
Do we?
We do. We both work on
You
it.
make me out like I'm the bad guy.
No, you're not. No, I'm just saying a lot of you are a very, because a lot of the spiritual work that you do can bring in a lot of different energies.
Yes, that's a nice way of saying you're the guy that brings in all the spooky things.
Oh, exactly. Well, see, I'm just saying, I'm being nice about
it's all right.
it now.
I understand.
You know what I mean? And so working in certain spaces in spirituality, you have to be mindful of the things that you are connecting with or engaging with or that might be following you home or whatever, which is actually one of the things that our guest looks at doing, clearing particular things around spaces and people and land.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in a roundabout way,
Wasn't that a great
what
segue?
Amber is saying is I bring in creepy crawlies to the work that I do. And to be honest, that is what happens sometimes. There are things that are attached to people. They will come to me to get those things off of them or removed from them. It could be lineage. It could be attached to their energies, their bodies, their families. And yes, sometimes those things don't want to leave.
I mean, see, the reason I'm not like saying it's bad what you do.
It's not
I'm
bad.
saying
No, it's not.
you have the
Just the way you
capacity. You're so talented in dealing with those types of things. It takes a certain person and a certain personality. I maybe
You
don't
do it. We both do it.
Yeah, but you are, I feel, more skilled at dealing with those things.
Thank you, my darling.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so is the next person that we're going to be bringing in to talk about his entire world. He's also very skilled within a number of modalities.
Yes. So now I think we should. We've talked him up, and so let's just bring him in. I think it's time to welcome our guest to the show, introducing the very talented Geraint Seren.
Beautiful. Thank you. It was such an intro. I love it. I feel golden already.
You are golden. You're in that golden light.
That's it.
Thanks for joining us this evening, Geraint. It's great to have you here and wonderful to be sharing space with you. I know you and I and Amber have all, been at Mind, Body, Spirit over the last couple of years. Well, you guys have. And it's just great that you've got time in order to share with us this evening. So thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me. This is great. Great opportunity.
Now, look, my friend, you've spent more than 30 years working as a seer, as a healer, psychic, shamanic practitioner. Looking back, if you were to look back right at the beginning, what would be the door that kind of opened this spiritual world for you? Where did that begin? How did that start?
Well, funnily enough, it was actually the animals. Because even as a child, I was able to speak with animals.
Wow.
So I could hear their thoughts, they could hear mine. So it was all telepathic. And it was just hysterical. Because
What kind of things
did
would they
they
say when
say?
you were a child? Would they be
Well,
like, my
maybe-
owner is he's
I
terrible.
want bones.
Well, no, it was quite a few occasions, but it was one time I was taking a neighbour's dog for a walk with my
Right.
grandmother in London, and just took it to the park, and that dog was running around doing its thing, and then this other dog sort of beelined for me and just sort of looked at me and went, "Oh, I like what you guys are doing. Can we play?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, sure." And we end up doing this kind of almost like tag, you know. But I knew which way they were going to go. So every time they were thinking about where they were going to run to try and get away from me, they would actually think about it first and send it to me.
No
So I knew whether
way.
they were going right or left. And then they're looking at me going, "Hang on a minute, how do
How
you
do you
know?" It's like,
know?
I
Wow.
go, "Well, because you're telling me and I'm reading your thoughts." And they're going, and then I started doing it the same. And they were just hysterical. And they were like, "Oh, he's going to the right. Quick, let's go first." And I would, because I thought about it, because I tested it out. And then it was fantastic.
Wow.
Is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
and that's just the beginning. Is there other stories that you've had with these animal connections that have just completely like blown your mind as an experience and either given you some insight into the person or the environment or the place that you were in at the time? Has there been any of those that you can share with us?
Absolutely. One of the best ones, uh, I used to go to this place in Warrandyte up in, where it's sort of north-ish Melbourne, on the river. It's beautiful countryside, and I used to go and sit in front of this big oak tree and meditate and do a lot of like inner work. And one day this kookaburra flew down and was just fascinated about what I was doing and started chirping in front of me. And because I know I can speak with him, I actually couldn't understand what he was saying. And I'm saying to the bird, "Look, go in the zone. As soon as you go in the zone, I'll hear you, you'll hear me, we can talk." Didn't want to do that. And he's and really vocal. And I'm going, I don't know. And I went, "I need help here." Out of nowhere, this little kind of, I don't know what kind of bird it was, but a tiny little one came down, looked at me, looked at the kookaburra. They then started chatting, and I could hear them going, the little one saying to the kookaburra, "He doesn't know what you're saying. You tell me, I'll tell him,
Oh
and
my
then we'll translate."
God.
This actually went on for 10 minutes.
No
And,
way.
and I'm watching the two birds face each other, chatting away, and then the little one turns to me and goes, and I went, "Ah." And basically the kookaburra is going, "Well, so you're meditating. Do you know what that really is about? And you know what the information about this tree and this land?" And
Wow.
it was the kookaburra of the land. Like,
Yes.
Of course.
this was,
Of course.
where it used to nest and hang out for years. So it was just curious that a human was, paying interest in this particular place.
So he was like the guardian of that land
Yeah.
or of that tree, and
Absolutely.
he was
Yeah.
telling you about it and making sure that you knew. And then
Yeah.
when you did start conversing and say, like, what did you say back to him or her?
Um, well, it felt male. So yeah, I mean, obviously I said I didn't know, but I always go by feelings. Um, so I was just letting him know why I was there and the importance of this tree and why I come regularly and that you probably see me quite often and what I'm doing. I'm just sort of resetting and connecting in and it was like, "Oh, okay." And then they sort of looked at each other and went, "Yeah, he knows what he's doing." They both flew off. I was like, "Okay." It was just like
That's
you couldn't make it
amazing.
up. It was like,
Wow.
this is really going on.
So
Okay.
would you say that the animal communication is more around, because you're tuning in, is it psychically, it's telepathically, or it's clairsentiently?
Uh, Probably a mixture of everything, to be honest. Like, definitely telepathically.
Mm.
But we kind of go into a sensation or a feeling because the way I'm in that is more how they speak to each other.
Yeah.
So how I'm speaking with you is how I speak with every animal.
Yeah.
So there's no airs or graces, it's like they'll usually, if the bird comes in, it's just like, "Oh, my partner's giving me the chits."
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, "What do you recommend?" Or, we just have, "Oh, where's the best place for food or worms or whatever?" Like we just have very basic conversations.
Yes, yes.
It's always been like that for decades. Yeah, because some people go, oh, it seems very enlightened and spiritual, and yeah, it is. But for me, it's really ordinary and very
Just
normal,
normal. Yeah,
very
wow.
straightforward. If I'm annoying them, they'll let me know. If they're annoying me, I'll let them know.
Yeah.
It's like siblings.
Yeah,
It's just
right.
like, yeah. But it's extraordinary. Like it's on another level. Like,
Yeah.
Is it a gift? Like, obviously it's a gift, right? And you were naturally born with this amazing ability and gift, and it flows through you. Is that something that you teach? Is it something that others can develop as well,
absolutely.
and can practice?
Absolutely. Yeah, I've definitely taught it over the years. Because what I let people know that is a huge factor when you're around animals or you've got your own animal at home is they all speak telepathically. They're
Yeah.
all sentient beings.
Yeah.
So they come in with this deep understanding of knowing how to relate, love, share space. So when people relate to them as like pets, it's almost like there's a separation between them and the human. When they know that's there, they just accept it and they sort of dumb down
I
what
was
they
gonna
can do.
I was gonna ask if that happens.
Yeah,
Do they have to actually change the way
absolutely.
that they do their thing,
Yeah,
in order to communicate? They do. They have to calm down.
absolutely. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
they get on with it and that's fine. But when they know they're your companion, it's a whole other story. So then they start really speaking, expressing, showing their healing abilities. It's because they take on board our stuff.
Yeah.
So when I'm
Yes.
teaching this, I help people understand if your animal has sort of an ailment or they're more talkative at one point, just sit with them because it means they've taken on board your stuff to help the healing process. So I always let people know generally animals don't have health issues. They take on ours. So generally, animals, and it might seem controversial because, I mean, vets are thriving. And I've certainly taken my dog to the vet when she needs to. But generally, it's because they've taken on board stuff.
Wow.
We often say that.
Wow.
We've been saying that a lot lately because our cat keeps on getting what we feel is sore stomach, or because she's very skittish, right? We know she's guarding her energy, and we know she doesn't like
Yeah.
to be around all sorts of different people. There's only 3 people in the world that she really loves, and that's Carrasco and I and Carrasco's son, because we're the ones that she lived with when she first came to be with us, right, from the rescue place. And so she's been having these sore stomachs, and I won't go into detail, but we were discussing, it's getting so bad now. Do we take her to the gym? Do we take her to the vet? Maybe the
Sure.
gym. Maybe she'll
Gym.
need a workout.
You can do some press ups.
Yeah, look at my muscles. Do we take her to the vet, knowing that's a very stressful thing for
Yeah.
her, and put her on medication, which could have side effects, which we don't really want her on anyway. And we're both healers anyway, so we try and do as much as we can and heal her stuff. And like, as we say to each other, we're like, I bet you she's just taking on our stuff again and keeps taking on our stuff, and like holds it in her body and is releasing it for us. And so what can people do? Like, what would your advice be, knowing that, she's taking on our stuff, and we try and protect our energy as much as possible and not pass it on to her?
Yeah.
What could the advice be around that?
Well, like I say to everyone, the best way to approach it is to actually acknowledge what they're doing. And that's a huge part of the actual initial healing. So literally say, thank you for taking it on board. I really appreciate your work and your love and your care for me. You don't need to take it on board anymore. I've got this.
Okay.
And then they acknowledge that and go, oh, okay, great. Because ultimately it's the sharing of energy. And when they know, they relax more.
Yeah.
But then I get people to do like energy work, like Reiki energy over their bodies and kind of shift it out of the body.
Yeah.
good.
And usually they do either like a big wee or a big poo or even a purge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's just like, great, it's gone.
Yeah.
You know?
that's what often happens.
Yeah, she'll do
Yeah.
she'll let off some really stinky farts
Yeah,
sometimes
so
when
gas or go to the bathroom
Oh,
straight
yeah.
away. Like, all of that happens after.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, she likes
yeah.
spiritual healing. She doesn't like Reiki so much. I feel like it's a bit too powerful for her or something. She
Yeah.
loves your spiritual healings and your energy healings you give her. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was the other thing that would happen a lot too. I'd be at a cafe, either with a friend or a family member having a coffee,
Yeah.
and out of nowhere, a dog would just come up,
Yeah.
put their back to me, knowing that I needed to do an energy clearing,
Yeah.
and I would, and then they go off, and I notice, their owner's only just sitting over there having a coffee as well, and it's like, yeah, thanks, mate. Just needed a quick release, top up, catch you later, and off they go. And it's like the owner didn't even realize their dog's moved.
Yeah.
They've just like gone, he knows, I'll go. And then they, waggle.
Yeah. Well,
So
I've had similar experiences, Grant, where the animal will the dog will literally walk up, smell Amber and I, and then he will just lie down. And it will just be like, yes, my stomach, or yes, my back or my leg. And then I'll do that. And then I'll get back up and then be like, thanks, and leave.
Yeah.
But they
so
know,
cool.
it's like they know the energy.
They
They know that you're a healer, and they know, this guy can help me. And they literally just makes themselves really vulnerable, even if they don't know you, you've never met them before. I find that amazing.
They're so intelligent.
So
and
intelligent.
people,
They are.
that's what we always say, don't treat them like they don't understand what's happening, because they understand more than we understand, you know, and they're tuned into all of nature and energy. We're just looking at things through our silly human eyes going, that couldn't be real.
Well, I think it's because we think, because we're so human, right? We think that we're training the animal. But Grant, do you think that they actually spend more time training us?
Totally. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the best things was a couple of years ago, I was just within my relationship, just having a bad day, like summer stuff was going on. And it's like, right, I'm taking my dog for a walk and off, and she's like, yeah, off you go on, you bugger. And it's like, right, and I'm taking my dog to the park, and she's so trained because I've had her since birth and I've trained her, and so we've got this beautiful relationship. So she knows our boundaries. She jumps out of the car. She knows exactly as to do that, to just immediately go to the gate of the field and wait for me. This time she went the other way and went straight in the bushes and buggered off. And I'm shouting and I'm calling and I'm shouting and shouting. And she comes back within a couple of minutes and then sits, looks at me and goes, right, have you got that all off your chest now? Are we good to go? Are you okay now? Because I know you were a bit angry back there, mate. And it's like, we good? I went, yeah, thank you.
Wow.
And we went down to the gate and she ran off and chased the ball. And so she knows. I mean, she knows exactly where I'm at. Yeah.
It's so true. And I'll be lying on the couch sometimes, and I'll be quite angry or grumpy or whatever from the day. And as soon as I sit down, our cat Kaiji will just come up, and then she will just sit with me, and instantly she knows she's calming me, and I know she's calming me, and then I'm like,
how can you
thanks.
stay
Like,
angry at that?
You just took all of that away, just like that. It's pretty. It is one of those amazing moments, that I
totally
love.
Well, Bella will often come up to me and go, yeah, look, I can see you've had a big energy day today.
Yeah, wow.
Let's just have a little play inside, in the lounge, and she'll get her favourite toy, and then we'll have a little rustle, and I tend to get her leg, and then she bites my arm, and it's so cool. I love it.
Do you find that the different types of animals, that their energies are different, or the way they speak or communicate to you is also different? Or are they all, all speaking the same kind of language, pace, when they're having these conversations with you? Or does it all sound the same?
Pretty much it is. Like energetically, it definitely feels the same. Like most humans, if there's a certain charge or even passion behind it, quite often they'll be a bit racier in their
Yeah,
communication.
right.
So even as a kid, I had this, I don't know where we were as like a family, but we were on holiday somewhere, and everyone else where that was sitting at was having like chips and I don't know, different food, and I decided to have the ice cream. And then of course there's seagulls galore. And the seagull comes down and looks at me and goes, and I can hear him, I hear it straight away. It's like, what's that? That's different from what everyone else has got. Can I have some? I said, well, it's an ice cream. I don't know if you birds like ice cream. Yeah, 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 I like ice cream. Yeah, yeah, it's all right. I went, sure. And I just sort of put it out
Oh
and
my
it came
God.
out and went, "Boop, boop, boop," and all, of course, all the other seagulls start flying around. And all I heard then was, get away, leave me alone. There's nothing to
Oh.
see. Bugger off. What's going on? And all the other seagulls go, no, all right, we'll fly off. And it was just me and the seagull, and we just shared an ice cream.
Wow.
That's so
But it
What
was
cool.
did
like,
That's awesome.
That's crazy. Sorry to cut you off.
no, no.
What did is this in your family? Is this an ability that's passed down in your family, or were you the only one doing this?
Pretty much in my family, the only one. Yeah. I
And what,
mean, because I've got well, very strong Welsh, but also Irish, Scottish, there's
yes.
Viking in there,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
very Celtic.
Yes.
So I'm sure it comes down the line of seers and certainly animal communicators somewhere.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
absolutely.
And what
Definitely
did
that
your family think of you when you were telling them, oh, this dog is saying this, or this cat, or this bird?
Uh, I didn't really. Like they would just see me having great times with animals because animals would just constantly come up to me. But yeah, because I was the only one that kind of did this and got this, I didn't feel that comfortable sort of talking about it. So it's only fairly recent actually that um, yeah, people are realizing, yeah, there's something to this. He knows what he's talking about, and you know, yeah, because some people are quite skeptical,
Yeah.
and that's okay. It's just where some people are at. But yeah, I mean, it's been with me all my life, so very interesting.
Do you find that animals also spill the tea with you, Geraint?
Totally,
Do
totally.
they tell on their owners
Oh,
and give all the secrets
absolutely.
away? Be like, he just,
Oh,
He's having an affair with the neighbour.
he was just over at the other lady's house
Totally.
yesterday.
Well, that's the thing. They see everything.
Yeah,
So one
yeah.
of the best ones was I was working at this shop one year and doing readings, and this woman came in with a little dog. I can't remember what it was, and just came in for half an hour tarot reading, and I'm doing it, and it was like, oh yeah, and she's a little bit disgruntled, and it's like, oh, I don't know if I can really relate, and blah blah blah, and this I don't know, probably 10, 15 minutes in, and her dog was on the floor sitting down, really patient. And it was definitely a male dog, and he looked up at her, and I went, oh, something's going on. And I'm so used to when they know and they want to chat. He immediately jumped up on her lap. He's sitting right here looking at me, and then starts feeding it. And he said, she's full of crap. She doesn't deal with this, that, blah, 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 blah. She's lazy. She eats too much. There's all this stuff going on. I thought we were coming here to talk to someone like you to get this cleared.
Wow.
Because she's so unhappy, and I see her unhappy, and I want her to be more happier and peaceful. And he said, please let her know I know this. So of course I say, oh no, that's not true. And the dog's going, yes, it bloody is. And he's like literally jumping on the table.
Yeah.
It's only a little one. He said, yes, yes, it's really true. Keep saying you're brilliant. You're spot on. I love this.
Wow. And she was in denial.
Yeah, yeah. So she sort of left the reading going, what just happened? And, went off. And then I think probably a couple of weeks later, she came back with the dog, not for another reading, but just to hang out.
Yeah.
And the dog would come up and say hello. And it's like, oh, cool. Okay.
Wow.
That's all good. So yeah, they see everything.
Yeah,
Like,
of course.
literally.
Here's our little cat. She's just come in. She
Ah,
sees
sweet.
everything too.
Oh, they do.
What would you say about pets or animals with behavioral issues? So, like, is that a result of what humans have done to them? Are they acting out? What's happening there?
Yeah, look, definitely. Like us, it can also be past life stuff as well. Um, there can be so much going on. There can be issues linked to the birth. Uh, it can be separation issues when, they're
Of
being
course.
picked up, and they get it because it is a part of being here on Earth and working and being with humans. So they do know, that generally the puppies or little ones will go to humans. But yeah, if they've been treated really badly, even at the wherever, if they were born in a kennel or something, or breeder's place or whatever, if something's going on, they remember. Because
Yeah.
I've worked with a lot of rescue animals, and yeah, but like most people, as soon as they share their story and they know someone's heard them, it really alleviates a hell of a lot. Like
Yeah.
I'm actually just about to work with someone on the weekend who I saw at an event I spoke at recently, because she was saying, "Oh, my cat all of a sudden started to attack me, like really full on scratching."
Really?
And I said, "Well, yeah, let's set this up, and I can have a chat with her." And I said, "Look, I'll start sending healing energy to her anyway to just set on before Saturday's session." So she texts me today saying, "I don't know what you've done, but she's like done a complete 360. I can now pick her up. She's as gentle as anything,
Oh,
very
wow.
loving. Thank you so much." And it's like,
Wow.
That's incredible.
yeah. So yeah, like a lot of them do come in with a lot of stuff, and like I said, it could be past life contracts. It's like that's why it's like this kind of work's super important,
Yeah.
because as soon as it comes out, they then go, great, I can, let that go. And usually
Wow.
then their behavior completely changes.
Yeah. And then is there ways as animal owners or any animal owner listening,
Yeah,
are there things that we should do as owners to ensure that that they're maybe grounding more, or that they need to be releasing more, or make get them to see a healer more often to help them release this stuff? Is that some of the advice that you give people who are owners who may be brand new to this
absolutely.
existing?
Yeah, so whether it's body work or even like massage or anything like that, definitely energy work really helps.
Yeah.
Um, Look, I do let people know, look, if you're really not sure, definitely consult a vet, because, they are trained specialists. Um, but yeah, there's a lot we can actually do. Watch more the body language of your animal. Um, what are they showing you? Like, are they going to part of the house to let you know, they need to be there more, or something's going on, or are they actually afraid to go into a room because there's disturbance? It's yeah, like I worked with a horse one time, and basically there was just some disturbance right down the end of the paddock that was just really spooking her. And
Wow.
she was like the guardian of the paddock, and was then supposed to be letting the other animals know in other paddocks that everything's okay. But all it was a neighbor cutting down some dead trees and getting firewood for his place.
Yeah.
But he wasn't a happy man, so he was doing it quite aggressively.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
And so the horse wasn't sure whether that or him was going to come over. It was really disturbing the energy in that corner. So she took me down there and just, right, you do what you do, clear the land, clear whatever. And as soon as I did, it's like, she went, not bad. I like it. Okay.
Oh,
More than happy. And then was just running around the paddock and was like, okay, good.
That's
So yeah,
that's
incredible.
amazing.
Now you're
yeah,
you're a you're a psychic medium. You do shamanic
yeah,
work and land clearing with as a medium, and
yeah.
then attaching that to your ability of being able to speak with animals. Does that happen in your mediumship work as well?
Oh yeah, totally. So quite often animals that have passed away will come through, definitely just to yeah, give simple messages of I'm okay,
Yeah.
I'm still here, wishing you well, or yes, it is me visiting when you're he sends me around. What was the other thing? One of the most beautiful experiences I've had, because I work with a woman in Hawaii who runs almost like a cattery for rescue cats who are pretty much in their last year of living. And quite often when particular ones pass over, they'll come to me and then let them know they want to then speak to the next one who's about to come in and be rescued and it's all okay. And so we have this amazing kind of flow. So yeah, they definitely, want to come in and share and also let people know they might be there waiting as well when it's our time to pass on.
Oh, that's so nice.
It's beautiful. I never, I always knew that animals were special and that they also, I know they're dumbing it down for me.
Yeah.
I always had this feeling I don't think I'm seeing the full picture. And clearly we're not. We're not even seeing half of what it is that they're able to do.
Yeah.
Which I think is fascinating.
We had I know we're still on animals because I'm obsessed with knowing more about this. But we had one person, actually Charles, one day who was on our podcast earlier on this year, and he was talking about, one day I went to talk to him at the crystal store about our cat. Our cat came up and he was like, "Oh, you've had a past life with her in Egypt." Is that a thing? Can animals have past lives as humans, or are they always an animal?
Well, this is a great question because for years I thought they couldn't cross over. They would just stay in animal realm, but they can, absolutely. I actually house sat for this lady and her dog in northern New South Wales many years ago, and beautiful blue heeler. She went off for a month and, I'm looking after him. And we had such an amazing bond. And I spoke to him one time and just said, "What is it? You seem and feel really familiar." And he goes, "Yeah, we were brothers in this other life as humans. And I've come back and called you in to remind you of this way of relating. So be like your other brothers," and ironically, my older brother at the time did come and visit. He was on holiday from Melbourne and came and visit for a couple of days. And he just said, "Yeah, because I know your brother's on the way and you need to be open more with your brother. So we're going to share deeper love here."
Wow.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So yeah, they definitely can move. But funnily enough, like my dog, her breed's a duck hunter, water dog, and loves going fishing. And I just went and asked her one day, "So do you remember a past life?" She said, "Yeah." And I said, "So what were you? Were you an animal or a human?" She said, "Oh, well, the last one was an animal." I said, "Well, what were you?" She said, "A fish." I went, "Really?" She said, "Yeah, I remember going up the stream and going down the stream. It was fantastic. So now that I'm a dog chasing the fish, it's fun. I don't want to catch them, but I just love them."
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was going to be some majestic animal. I don't know what,
Like
whatever,
a
but
lion
it's
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my head, but it was just like a fish. Okay. Fair enough.
That's
so cool.
But yeah, they definitely have other lives. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What do you think some of the biggest misconceptions that people have or mistakenly have around our relationship with animals? What do you think people get wrong when it comes to either communicating or just trying to understand the whole animal world?
I think people tend to forget it is actually a conversation. It's a sharing of time, space, energy, experiences. They're not there to sort of boss around, or we're not rulers over them.
Yeah.
We're here to share the space with them to understand. And I'm seeing more and more reels online, that this has been shown. I can't remember what the man's name is, but there's this beautiful man who sings and plays guitar, and he just sits down and
I've seen him.
We've seen him.
Yeah.
I'd love to chat with him one day because
Yeah.
he's got such amazing energy. And of course, all
100%.
the animals get it.
Yeah.
And they know, and it's like, oh, he sounds good, but
Yeah.
also I like his feeling, you know, I like
Yeah.
his vibe.
And
So
just
ultimately, people forget that's available.
Yes.
You know, it's
yeah,
just
that's true.
like they're there for our entertainment or
Mm,
justifications, that kind of stuff. You know,
mm.
yeah,
That's a
Yeah.
great point.
Yeah, that's because Cabrasco is a very good singer, and he sings. There's a particular song he sings to the cat, and it's from the 80s. It's
Yeah.
a remake that he remade of.
It's not. It's the original.
It's the original, but you've changed the
Ah.
words to suit her. It's the Lady in Red, isn't it?
I used to play that song to her when she was a
Yeah,
kitten,
yeah.
and she loved the start of it. You know how it starts
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the whole melody and everything. She loved it. She used to fall
Wow.
asleep to it, and then I used to
Fantastic.
sing to her with that song,
She's-
and now it's her
That's
song,
so
It's her
cool.
song.
and she fully
Yeah,
knows
yeah.
it's her song.
Oh man, she looks at him
totally.
lovingly with these, oh
Cool.
papa,
Oh,
you know,
really?
those eyes.
It's so funny. It's so funny. But she knows. She
Yeah.
absolutely knows. And I think you're
That's
right. I
cool.
think we do. We don't treat animals the same way that we treat ourselves, and we should. You know, I think you're absolutely right. I think we do spend too much time on this separation because they're not
Yeah.
two legs with two arms and talking English or whatever language. We
Yeah.
misinterpret that as a barrier, and actually it means that we
Yeah.
need to step up and
Yeah.
learn new ways of watching, learning, and listening with our animals
Yeah.
who share the same space with us,
Exactly.
because it's so
I
important.
look absolutely, and definitely when I was being initiated, a lot of the times was just sitting in silence in front of trees, watching who would come by, and it would be different birds, and it's like, okay, what do they have to say?
Wow.
What wisdom do they want to part on, you know, to you? And it's like, so they all have that, no matter what animal. So even I've got to squeeze this in. 'Cause
Yes,
it's
Yeah, yeah.
please, please.
So, so when I was living up in Northern Rivers many years ago, and had this self-contained little unit out the back of this big property, and I'd travel back and forth to Melbourne a lot, and one time there was this family of magpies, and they were flying past or whatever, and there was this little baby, and it needed a rest, but then they just flew off, and it thought, oh no, and then it befriended me. So I was sort of feeding it and, you know, helping it out. So it got stronger, and then it's like, well, just wait it out and then your family will come back. But then I realized I had to leave home and travel to Melbourne. So it's like, well, I'm not going to be here.
Yeah.
So I need to kind of find a worm and, you know, get you to eat what you normally eat, you know. Because I was giving it like little, you know, mincemeat and stuff at the
Yeah.
time. And the woman who owned the property had a worm farm, like in a box. So she had hundreds and hundreds, like, I don't know, maybe in thousands of worms in this box. And I went, I'm going to test this out because I've heard about this, about animals and life and death. So I went up to the worm farm, opened the lid. They're all on the top, they're everywhere. And I just spoke to him. I said, look, I've got a magpie who needs one worm to get used to eating worms naturally. Can you decide amongst yourselves which one's ready to pass on that I can use to show what to do? They all disappeared. Like every one of them just went, boom, there's nothing. And then I waited for a couple of seconds, and then one popped out and just said, yep, I'm close to dying, so I'm fine.
Wow.
And so I picked this one up and holding it, started to put the lid on. All the others started coming up and doing their natural thing, closed the lid, took it to the magpie, and it was like, great, yep, I know what to do. I left, I was away for a couple of weeks, came back. It wasn't there, it moved on. But I think probably about 3 or 4 weeks later, it flew by to just say hello and I'm okay, and it was, you know, growing up more. And so, I mean, this is,
so awesome.
yeah, so we can have a very natural experience with them, you know, because they know. I mean, this is so indigenous, which is, you know, the natural law of connection, you know. So, I mean, this way of relating has been around for probably millions of years.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
Totally agree.
it's just our human minds that are getting in the way of what's already been around here for forever, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of that connection, Geraint, you spend a lot of time working not just with animals, but also on the land all over Australia. Are you able to tell us some of the things that you do with regards to land and you being a healer and what kind of things you've been up to or done?
Yeah. So I learned many, many years ago, earlier on in the piece, about clearing houses and properties linked to negative energies, um, and then it just sort of grew from, I suppose, as I grew in my spiritual connection and sensitivities, the spirits in the places kind of got stronger, and then probably more negative. And so I then was shown by my own kind of spirit team how to handle this, how to
Wow.
get grounded, and then definitely being initiated, I was able to and had permission to speak with the ancestors of the land. So when I brought that into the house clearings, all of a sudden I could go much, much deeper, and and then just sit with everything. Because I remember working with one place, and I was working inside, and then heard this little voice saying, "I'm outside. I need to talk to you." And I was like, "Okay." I went outside, and it said, "I'm right in the left-hand corner, to your left-hand side, right in the corner of the fence." And it's like, "Oh, okay." So I went over, and right in the corner, there's like a tiny little spider that had all the other information about all the other negative energies and stuff that was going on
No
that I
way.
had seen. So it's
Wow.
like, okay, I can combine all these different things I do linked to doing the clearing.
Yeah.
So I then realized I can actually go much, much deeper than what most people, train in or learn in. Because I do work with sound and Tibetan bowl and my
Yes.
shamanic drum, and
Yes.
that a lot of people do. But yeah, so because I have permission to work with the ancestors, I can literally go anywhere on this land and connect in. And then I get visions, and then they take me through stories of what's happened back in the day, linked to the indigenous tribes, what's disturbed the energy now. Usually it's renovations. So if
Wow.
someone's digging stuff up,
Yeah. Yeah.
old energies come up. It's always fascinating because these days it's more very dark, negative entities and energies coming in through portals in the houses
Wow.
to then disturb people. They tend to drain people's energy, and particularly children, because they're very sensitive.
Yeah.
So, because I was on a different podcast earlier in the year, um, linked to one of the guys in the podcast, I worked with his family and his home in Melbourne, and he had a very dark entity really disturbing him and the family. And so, yeah, the ability to kind of see this and then even communicate with them and then banish them really, really helps. So,
Wow. Do
yeah.
you so you know how you said you've got permission from the ancestors to then go on and do this healing? Is that permission from the ancestors of this land, so Australia as
Yeah,
such?
yeah. So if I do happen to do it overseas in other lands, then I have to sit in a certain way and then ask them and introduce myself and just say, look, this is what I do in Australia. This is how I connect. I can do this here, but I need to journey with you first and have permission. And yeah, but yeah, definitely anywhere in Australia, I have permission to
No, I
go
remember
to. So,
when we first met and you shared with me the story of how, not that it was an initiation, but how you actually were supported by the Aboriginal cultures of the land as you were doing work, traveling through that time. Are you able to share with us just a little bit about that story around how your permission was actually granted and how
yeah,
that connection began for yourself? Because I think it's amazing. I truly do. I think
yeah,
it's
thank
something that
you.
not a lot of people would either get to experience or also actually be sanctioned by the tribes in order to be supported to do the work you do now as well.
Well, look, absolutely. And I think, literally coming from Wales and having like that way of connecting with the land, and then the red dragon, it's in my blood, and
Yes.
connecting to, you know, the fairy realm and
Yeah.
the elementals, it's naturally there. So when I got to start doing my work here, um, that was great, but it was almost like the spirits knew I was destined for more and
Yeah.
needed to go deeper. And one year, I think it was, I don't know, maybe 2008, an elder showed up in my shamanic drum. So I'm very visual, so this face turned up. And he just said, uh, we know where you're going, but you need full-on permission to go there. So if you don't go to Uluru, Ayers Rock, and be seen, and then come to us in Alice Springs, you'll need to stop. You don't have permission to go further deeper into this. You can kind of do your work, but I know you want to go deeper because you can, you know, tune in deeper.
Yeah.
So within, I think, a few months, off I go. And I just trusted because I worked very clearly with spirit,
Yeah.
and met this Aboriginal elder and then the healer in Alice Springs, sat in the Todd River, sat with the men and went through different experiences, and then spent a couple of weeks and working with spirit on the land, and then given permission. There was a way of me being seen. So then, and this is the thing, I'm seen everywhere in Australia. So almost like any ancestor or guardian in the tree knows me and recognizes me, knows my energy, knows this has happened. I was also given a skin name, Jangala, back then, to work and use for a time with the work. So, so I would just sort of use the name to say, look, this is me. I have permission. It's okay. Because I remember driving through, I can't remember which town it was in WA, like northern WA, because I was going to go to Broome. And I was just driving through this town really slowly, and there was an elder with 4 or 5, I don't know, teenage boys. And they were just going for a walk, but I could tell that he was facilitating because the way the energy looked. And I'm looking at him, and I'm already being told stuff and whatever, and he's just like straight into my eyes. He just looked at me, and I looked at him, and we had this sort of telepathic acknowledgement of, yeah, I'm here doing what I know to do, and he just nodded. And I went, oh, cool, I've been seen. So it's permission to be seen. So it's like, so then if I don't have permission to go somewhere, then it's very clear. It's like I don't go there then. So I always check in. But yeah, it's an extraordinary feeling. Because it just helps me, really sit. Because like when I was in Perth recently doing the work, this family called me in, and because the woman was having disturbances in the house, and she said, I can see this guy coming in, and he's scaring my children. I know he's there. I'm being woken up, and I can feel this male presence, and it's not very nice. Can you just have a look? What's going on? And so I can feel his energy. I'm going around clearing the space, and I go outside, and all I saw was this massive, like, almost like trench, and there were just hundreds of indigenous bodies, like just killed. And this guy going around was one of the grave diggers, and he was just throwing them in. And he was looking for the next people. So he's coming into their house to look for them. These family were sensitive beings, and so I'd cleared him off. And but to be able to understand what I was seeing, because one of the ancestors said this place used to be, well, I think there was a river nearby and whatever, and there was loads of families and tribes that used to share the land and the river, and so it was full of people, and it was an amazing place. And then unfortunately the white people came and claimed it for themselves. So it's very dead energy. So with what you do and what we can help, we can shift this, and it'll be vibrant again. And So it's extremely important work, like
Yeah.
really, really. So I take it very seriously,
Yeah.
and it does change completely. You know, because then I asked for the feedback, and then so the woman said, "Yeah, the kids now sleep really well. I sleep really well. It's completely changed. They're relaxed." And actually, even the kids helped me. They spoke telepathy, 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. And the
Wow.
2-year-old went, "I like what you're doing with your crystals. Can I help?" And I went, "Sure. I'll trust if you need to move. You know, I'll put them where I need to place them. But if you think they need to move, that's fine."
Yeah.
And he'd just watch, and then he'd smile, and he'd pick them up and move them to another room. And it was like fantastic. It was so
That's
cool.
amazing.
Yeah,
That's
It's
incredible.
such a big responsibility too, isn't it?
Yes.
totally. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And that's like the thing is, you know, so many people just come and take up the space and be like,
Yeah.
I'm doing this now, and aren't even doing it properly. But I really love the way that you are doing your work and helping with, you know, this important work, because you're actually making sure you get permission, and then like you're getting spiritual permission, but also permission from the living as well. So it's
Totally.
yeah, I
Yeah.
really love that. Yeah.
Well, it's like the people who've passed and also, you know, the unseen spirits as well as the living, you know, they all feel empowered.
Yes.
You know, they all can move on.
Yes.
I worked at one place in Camberwell, and it was a fast food place, and they were having major disturbances. Literally, the staff were so scared to work there because there was this fire happening and then flooding in the back part. And I went in and I just sat down, and then this Indigenous woman of the time came in and just said, "I need you to see this," and she just showed me the scene of her husband and her children being shot and rest of the clan being chased and killed, and she said, "We're so angry and upset here, and we're making it known, but we need to move on."
Yes.
So I
Yes.
cleared the land, and within like 3 or 4 days, all, you know, the staff were really happy. They boosted their sales by 30%. It completely
No
changed.
way.
Wow.
So it's an immediate, because everything and everyone can move on.
Yeah.
So everyone feels empowered again, and it's a very real experience.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. It's huge.
It's massive.
It's not, it sounds like that you're not just clearing, obviously, what happened in the past, which is still very much existing and energetically very much still there,
Yeah,
but you also clear it so that there's a physical outcome and it's an immediate outcome, because
Yeah.
this energy suddenly has a place to go, gets lifted, is
Exactly.
resolved, closed,
absolutely.
etc.
Yeah.
Do you, how do you know that you're in a space where there's trauma that's happened? Is there a feeling? Is it a sense? Are you guided? It sounds like sometimes you're guided there, and
Yeah.
and how would, if someone is listening who is sitting in a space like this,
Yeah, totally.
what is it that they need to do in order to kind of either reach out to you or find someone that can help?
Definitely. Well, basically, what I say to everyone, if you're feeling it, it's actually happening. We're all incredibly intuitive.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't know if I'm making it up,"
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I know every time I go into that particular room, I get goosies
Chills.
or I feel uncomfortable. But am I making it up? And it's like, no, you're not. It is happening because we're all sentient energy beings,
Yeah.
and so we're naturally picking up on shifting energies that are different from other parts of the house.
Yeah.
So I always say to people, definitely trust what you're feeling and picking up on, record it in some way, whether it's on your phone or you write it down, and then, yeah, definitely speak to someone like myself, because it means there's disturbance. It's better to, personally, I feel like it's better to call in someone who specializes
Yes.
in it,
Yes, I agree. 100%
because,
agree.
well, like you were saying earlier, you know, it's like, you know, when there's darker energies through, you know, from trauma, you kind of have to be skilled to know
Yeah.
how to stay detached,
Yeah.
Yep.
not take it on board,
Mm.
not take it personally.
Mm.
There's a whole lot of things that need to be in place. So I have a lot of protocols and procedures and boundaries and experiences I go through to set up. So I don't just, randomly walk in anywhere.
Yeah.
So I know I'm safe and the stuff is completely cleared. So not everyone understands that.
Yeah.
That's true.
So, but look, what can definitely help is keeping places in your home as clear as possible, lighting incense, having, clearing sprays, white sage,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff really, really helps. Because basically negative energies look for weaknesses and energetic gaps with us and in the home to then come in and then start disturbing.
Yeah.
So generally, I just let people know, look, if you can, emotionally, try and be on top of things. Try and, well, not even try, just start expressing what's going on for you generally in your life. Talk to people, let people know you're either struggling or something's going on for you. Don't hold it in
Yeah.
because it energetically it starts moving in your house, then you're extremely vulnerable. And it's not to spook people, it's just knowledge, understanding, and accountability.
Yeah.
Because the more we share with others how we're going, the more we feel on top of our emotional and mental state.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, that's the gap. They just
Yeah.
come in and start messing with their head, and you're not worthy, and you're not good, and then it grows.
Yeah. And that's, as we know in this day and age, a lot of people are being prescribed with drugs for depression and ADHD and things like that. And us being healers, we tend to look at things from a different perspective, right? So as I don't want to be too controversial, and we're not doctors. I'm just saying that. But and from your experience, would you say many of the people who've been diagnosed with depression and are on medication are actually having some outside energies that could be enforcing things
Absolutely.
or affecting them?
Absolutely. Yep, totally, 100%. Yeah, totally. Because, like I said, we're all highly sensitive anyway, and we're all highly intuitive. So, what I help people understand is talk about the way you're picking it up, because ultimately, what they'll realize is they're working with some kind of sense. So, whether it's their clairaudient or clairvoyant or clairsentient, it's like, are you feeling, are you seeing, are you hearing? How are you picking up energies? Because it's thrown around too much as a kind of generalism. You're on the spectrum.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
Yeah.
What is that?
I mean, look at what I do.
Yeah, yeah,
I work
exactly.
with all the senses,
Yeah.
and I lay my life on the line for it. It's like I trust what I feel, 1,000%.
Yeah.
It doesn't make me autistic or
No.
or on the spectrum. I'm
No.
just highly sensitive, and I work at a very high vibrational, experience.
Yeah.
As a lot of people do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it just means something's infiltrating and coming in, which I tend to let people know those kind of things are part of the heart and your head not having a proper conversation. There's separation.
Yeah.
Because the heart knows and then sends a message to the head to go, look, this is my desire in what I want to act on and go forward in. What do you reckon? And then head goes, I like that. I think that's a good idea. I'm sure we could do this. Sends it back, and the heart goes, this feels amazing. Great, let's go for it. And the head goes, yay, let's do it.
Yeah.
But when people don't have that conversation, it gets blocked.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, my heart's desire is saying this, but I couldn't possibly do that. And how can that happen? And then I go into the head and worry.
Yeah.
Then it builds up. And then all of a sudden this crashing energy comes in. They feel more and more anxious. They get more depressed because they don't know how to put one foot in front of the other. And it's not to minimize anyone's feelings on this because I know it's awful. Like I work with a lot of people with different mental health concerns and emotional concerns and addictions, and
Yeah.
so I get it. It's I'm trained to be able to sit with people who go through all that and to help them move through it and be okay with it. So then they're not as vulnerable.
Mm.
Yeah. And I think a lot of it is taking back ownership of, like, you do have the power to improve things yourself. You don't have to rely on a pill or what other people outside of yourself are trying to tell you, and social media and all those things. I think people are giving their power away too much.
Totally. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, I still go and see a doctor for different things. I don't ever presume I know everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all within me, but it's like if I want to double check, and he's fantastic. He's this beautiful Nigerian man who, when I sit in front of him, he's just like, man, I wish I had an hour to sit with you. It's like, there's something about you. And I'm going, yeah. And recently it's like, oh yeah, maybe you need to take this tablet for blah, blah, blah. And and I just look at him and smile, and he goes, yeah, look, I'm a doctor. I can't really, but I know you probably won't. And it's like, it's okay. And it's like, yeah, thank you. It's all good. Because we're all in it together. And it's never to dismiss anything. Everyone has a very strong purpose.
Yeah.
But it's like we are in an age where, find out things, trust your instinct, even go to your doctor with your intuition, because they'll bounce things off from you and with you as well. They know they can't just blurt out stuff.
Yeah.
It's changed. Everything's changed now. So, and they're human just like us. So they're sensitive too, it's, but yeah, I just think there's a whole lot of stuff going on that I think the more we kind of talk to each other, the more informed we'll be, and yeah, we'll come out of this sort of this phase, we're all waking up in a way, like, actually life is fantastic.
Yes, it is. Yes.
It's an
100%.
extraordinary experience, it can be extremely challenging, but
Yes.
Yeah.
It is, and it's almost as we wake up, we realize just how big that disconnection with ourselves has actually been over these years. As you step through different modalities or different healings in your own journey, you start realizing that, man, actually, I wasn't even listening to my body. I wasn't even listening to like the reactions that my body was telling me, or my emotions, or my energies, and you realize you literally were ignoring all of it. You were just following what everyone else does because you thought that was the right thing to do, and only to realize it's the worst thing for you. Yeah. And we're meeting so many more people that are having that big, that big opening and that big realization, and it starts with that connection with themselves, and then they go on this massive journey into where they're supposed to be. But yeah, you're definitely right around people waking up. There is a massive disconnection and a big disinformation around how you can help yourself and what's kind of best. It's always good for alternative options, is what I say. Like, there's always another option.
Exactly.
There's always another option. And I'm a strong believer in trying all options.
Definitely. And that's another part of the house clearing as well, is that kind of empowerment and information comes through. Because as the energy clears, generally it's then quite often, the grandmother or grandfather who's deceased who is in the mix as well, come in and saying, look, I'm noticing my family members struggling. Can you help them understand? Change the nature of the food, or go out more, or go for that job proposal, or so it is like check in, and there's something else to do, and available. There's other opportunities. So generally, what I do is very informative. It's very deep. And I love it because people just come out beaming. Like I was in South Australia recently clearing this place called Martindale Hall, and it was built in the 1800s, and lots of activity, lots of presences, and I'm going around, and I know they were there. I could feel them, and it's like, what's going on? And I was told, certain people will be, the deceased will be around, and they're very active. Loads of people will go there, see them, and I wasn't seeing anything. I could feel them. I thought, what's going on? And I thought, I know what I'm going to do. So I just decided to walk at a faster pace into one of the rooms, and I quickly turned around. They were all lined up behind me, all going. And I said, what's going on? They're going, we love what you're doing. We were just curious because most people come in and go, oh, they've seen us, but we just know, like, we can see what you're doing, and like, wow, and wanted to just hang with you. I'm like, well, I'm here to see you guys. Oh, right, okay. And then they all came in front and then sort of started chatting, and it's like, wow, okay. So you
Wow.
just never know. It's like,
Yeah.
oh,
And then when, working there, were you there to clear them away, or were you just, or did they want to leave? Like what kind of
yeah.
conversations did you have with them?
A real mixture. So some definitely wanted to move on. Some were in very traumatic experiences back then. So there were parts of them that were still sort of stuck energetically. And then there were others, or only a few, that actually wanted to stay uh, and be a part of the history. And, they loved interacting with the people as well. So, and yeah, so I was like, okay. And then one of the nastier people that was a tyrant there, he was still kind of haunting there. So I made sure he left as well.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he actually wanted to stay, but yeah, I didn't want him to. So,
No,
Yeah.
he
so
was
it's
one.
fascinating. Yeah, yeah, it was brilliant. So you never know until I kind of really go
There
in
you go.
and just have a chat and see what's going on, and
That's incredible. I love hearing stories from healers around what they get up to and what they have to
totally.
go through day to day, because our life is very similar. But like just hearing you talk about
Yeah,
the different spaces that you put
Yeah.
yourself into
Yeah.
in
yeah,
order to do this work, I
yeah.
just think it's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
It is. It's like real ghost
It
stories,
really, yeah, it is.
and
Oh, it is.
you're a ghostbuster.
Totally. I know.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Totally. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, Grant, outside of speaking and communicating with animals and working with the land and clearing the land, you're also a shaman within that
Yeah,
space in different spaces. And are you
yeah.
able to tell people what that means, being a shamanic healer, the modality that you use, and how that's helped people over the years of you working with them as well?
Yeah, so for me, that's been more like a remembrance. So I've definitely been the shaman in other lifetimes. So, because I mean, there's loads of different courses and
Mm,
understandings to get in and understand, the shamanic path. Um, I've predominantly always been in it linked to the connection to the land.
yeah.
Um, but I also have lots of recall of past lives and being the medicine person, and so it was always very natural. And then obviously part of working with animals and connection to the land. So being initiated into the path just meant me waking up more to this body and these eyes, and then what that means in this life, and working with certain spirits of the land, as well as obviously the ancestors. So I was initiated into parts of Australian Indigenous shamanic understandings,
Yeah.
tiny bit, because their magic is massive
Yeah.
Yes.
I
and
bet.
very deep
Yes.
and very personal. Um, so I was only allowed to be seen and shown a portion of it,
Yeah.
understandably.
Yeah.
But a part of that was also remembering when I was an Aboriginal man living on the east coast of Australia in I think it was the middle to late 1700s.
Wow.
So that's why I have a very special connection to like the Byron Shire, and because I actually lived in Lennox Head as an Aboriginal
Right.
man.
Oh.
So I had a past life and I remembered, and And so when I've lived there and been up there, I just sat on the cliff, spoke to the ocean, how I did as an Indigenous man, and they all remembered my soul. So it all just came back like that.
That's awesome.
So that's the path. So that's the permission of, I call it the shaman, not so much
Yes.
being a shaman,
Sure, sure.
because when the shaman shows up, it just means, yeah, you've gone through different initiations and understandings and the responsibility of being shown the information. So then through that, I'm able to, because I mentor people pretty much
Yes.
all over the world
Yes.
with this. So I'm able to walk down the path with them and help them understand what will greet them.
Yeah.
So, and the shamanic path in the shamanic world is all about conversation.
Yeah.
So you get used to how deep and how immediate the conversation is. And so you actually don't look for hindsight. You don't wait for months to go on and then look back. You're always in insight. So you're always meant to practice being in the present moment and receiving the clarity and the insight with whomever's in the room. So for me, whoever's in the room could be a fly. It could be one of my pictures. It could be my dog.
Yeah.
It's the conversation.
Yeah.
So I've trained in understanding and looking for the conversation.
Wow.
So part of like walking the shamanic path is basically knowing nothing to then be able to receive everything, which takes a long time because as a human being, you like to know stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
And you like to be in control of what you know. And
Yes, very true.
so you have to unlearn that, which takes years. Like it's, well, this is a lifetime. This isn't just, information in a book and training. This is me practicing it every day and being with it every day. And so it's not for everyone because it's very intense. You get like raw, you get stripped back into just being available for information and understanding. So I feel things deeply and hear things and see things. And but yeah, I definitely can take people through that experience. It's a way of being on the land and, being with animal spirits as well. But yeah, it's an extraordinary one.
Yeah.
It's certainly taking me into like these days working with the divine source.
Yeah, right.
So because the energies are changing for us as well.
Yes.
So I'm noticing more and more I'm kind of connecting in with the divine energy as well. Because then, I'm not great with labels,
Yeah.
So, because I got taught earlier on, the shaman's the one in the room who doesn't announce themselves.
Yeah.
They're quiet ones, but observing everything.
Yeah.
The shaman doesn't step in and go, oh,
Yeah, he's not a
I'm
I'm
this,
shaman.
I'm
what do you
that,
want?
I'm
Yeah.
this.
No,
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
you don't announce it, you just are it.
You are.
Yeah, you
the
embody it.
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But,
that's the thing, right? With the way that this healing industry is going now, there's a lot of
Spectacle.
and look at me
Yeah.
kind of thing, and it's I
totally.
mean, it's good that people are waking up, but when you put the ego in there, it changes it. It changes it to be something else. Whereas where you're coming from as that shaman energy, it's about being, I think, and it's like that
Absolutely.
wisdom of knowing and being and just surrender was what it feels like and what it sounds like.
Look, totally. And I realized too earlier on, I've never just kind of followed one particular modality because I realized that, I can connect in so many different ways and I
Yes.
love that. And even my spirit guides would say, yeah, don't call yourself a tarot reader or when you become a psychic or a medium. It's like, because you're going to box your energies in because my energy is so massive and out there and connects in so many different ways. So I just let people know, yeah, I can tap in and work with the tarot cards, and I work within mediumship, but I have my certain way of doing that. So then people don't kind of attach to, well, you should be doing and seeing this. And it's like, well, no,
Yeah,
I've got my
right.
way,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
because I read energies. So,
Yeah.
and I trust the energy that's coming in. So, because like ages ago, it's like, oh, I'm not great with names. You know, can't I get
Yeah.
the uncle and auntie who's passed on their name? Give me the name, and then this person knows exactly, and they go, but you know so many, does it really matter? And it's like, if we say, oh, it's George, is it really going to matter? You trust the feeling. So I feel the energy of the person coming in, and then I express the feeling, and then they share the information, and they immediately go, oh yeah, that's Uncle
Uncle
so-and-so,
George.
or
Yeah.
or grandmother Wendy, or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
It's such a great point to talk about. Like within our industry, we do spend a lot of time, you know, like putting a label on the thing that we do, and and sometimes we do it to our own detriment, because we do it so that other people can realize what it is we do.
Yeah.
Because to say what we do to them, sometimes they just go, "How can you do all of that?" And it's like, well, I'm not the only one. There's all of us can do this stuff. It's like we're all
totally.
gifted, we're all connected, and we've just been told, you know, and conditioned to think that we're not able to do this stuff.
Totally.
And you know, I think those labels have a big connection to that limitation too. And I like the way that you think about that we shouldn't do that. We shouldn't limit ourselves within those boxes. And the only reason we do that is so that people go, I'm looking for a tarot reader. Are you a tarot reader? Whereas it's like, are you looking for a message from for yourself? If you are, then I can help you with that message.
Yeah,
Well,
I think that's it. People want to put people in boxes.
It's a great
right?
point. Yeah, it's a great point. And it ends up limiting, you know, yourself and your work, and sometimes people come looking just for that specific thing. I've had it so many times, and you've probably had the same, Grant, you know, with the reading has started as a tarot reading, and then a loved one will step in, and then you're also getting the feeling from them around their health, and it's not just a tarot reading, you know.
No, not at all.
It's the blending of that message that they need to hear in that moment. And there's just no way to say this is what's going to happen, because it unfolds as you're in there, as you're in that moment. But I love the way you think about that, because I've struggled with that myself, actually, like those labels, because the more modalities you do, it almost becomes unbelievable. You know, when you have like, I can do this, and then I can do this, and then I've got that, and that, and that, and that, and that. Then you've just got this long rafter of stuff. And everyone goes, well, I think he's lying now, because how can you be doing all that stuff? And it's like, well, 10 years is a long time.
Well, exactly.
It's a long
time. That's a really good point.
And it just becomes a very interesting like way on how you try and do yourself, your business, your practice, and then put that out into the world, because the world will go, are you a tarot reader? You know? Yeah. And if you're not, then I don't want to spend time with you, because you're not the thing that I want to look for. When you know that you can actually help them, like, you know that there's a connection there that you can tap into and with. But so I love that. I love that point of view.
Well, I actually reminded a lady at one of the expos, the Mind Body Spirit Expo I did years ago, and she had a whole list. And it's like, can we cover this, this, and this? And
the lists.
And look,
I love those.
And then I go in, and it's like, and she goes, well, you don't read like the tarot reader I normally go and see. And I go, no, and I'm quite different. And you know, I'm still going, and I'm covering the questions, and she's like, no, I don't like this. Don't do it this way. And so I had to let her know, look, I just do it differently.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's okay. You've come to someone like me for a reason.
Yes.
You know, there's probably 20, 30 other people in this room today. You could have gone to any of them. They're all brilliant at what they do. They're predominantly all using tarot or using cards. But you came to me. And every now and again she'd stand up and go, oh, I don't know if I want this. And it's like, it's okay. And then she'd sit down, and then I'd give her more questions, more answers. And then she'd stand up and it's like, but you're not like the tarot reader I'm normally seeing. It's like, I know, how exciting.
Yeah,
And
something
then
different.
this was a half an hour reading, and at the end, I thanked her. I said, "Thank you for staying.
Yeah.
You know, I could see you were struggling, but it's like your soul was wanting this."
Yeah.
Because look at, and I showed her her list. It's like we've gone through everything, just in a really different way. And she went, "Okay." And I said, "Maybe just go off and sit with it for the day. It's different.
Yeah.
I know it's okay.
Let it integrate.
Totally."
Let it go in.
So
That's, when people are sitting in front of you and they're wanting a particular thing, and they come and they're like, I want this, as she did. What do you then do? And how do you choose the modality, or how do you choose the style? What do you do? You tune in on the energy first and be like, oh, actually, no, you need this. What do you do?
yeah, look, definitely tune into the energy. Usually, if they're coming in like that, there's a block, and which quite often means I'm not getting anything, even if I'm using the tarot cards. Because the way I read is I ask for a story. So even though I know what each card means individually, I place them down in a way which tells me the story of what's going on for them. So I can go straight into that. Now, if the cards aren't telling me a story, it immediately tells me they've put a wall up or they've immediately put a block in. So I let them know I do energy work with your permission. Can I just clear something? Because I don't want to waste your time here, because I'm getting nothing.
Yeah.
And I get everything. So I know there's something wrong if I'm not getting something immediately. And they'll go, oh, okay. And so I just do what I do and give some energy. And they just sort of sit back and relax. And then boom, all it comes out. And then it will be whether it's someone who's passed on, and then all of a sudden it's mediumship. And because people do, because on my profile, I list what I do in a reading. And they kind of sit and go, okay, what are you going to do? And I said, well, look, we'll start with the cards, but I do everything. So let's just go for a journey.
Yeah.
And just see.
Yeah.
And they're usually pretty excited.
That's a cool way to do it, isn't it? Rather than just do, okay, we're going to do the standard Celtic cross, and then we're going to do the blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. I tend to use a lot of cards, and then it goes into this just random thing, but I know exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's just, in a way, it's good, because quite often, I will get other readers coming in who just want a bit more information from what they naturally get. And that can be almost like a pain in the butt, because it's like, oh, that card. Oh, yes, I got that card today as well. I said, yeah, but who's doing the reading?
Yeah, yeah.
And so all of a sudden I just go, and I go, oh, well, what are you doing? And it's like, so you're not reading. It's my job. Just relax. Yeah, I'm here. I go, oh, okay. So sometimes I do it on purpose.
Yeah. That's a good tactic. I think I might use that one. Because you've been in the business for a long time, over 30 years now. What would you say over that time frame has changed for you, or changed in the clients that you sit with, that when you were in the earlier stages, you now just see like something completely different to what it was like back then? Are there big changes that have happened?
Absolutely. Yeah, people are really waking up a lot more now. They're more in tune to what doesn't feel right for them regarding, their home life, their work life. They're more open to kind of going, I want to change, or it's not feeling right, linked to certain friendships. So I want to move on, but I'm just not sure. They're more open to energy work, actually.
Yeah,
I agree.
So more often than not, one of the basic questions, like, I hadn't been with my ex for ages, but all of a sudden, he's ringing me up, or she's sort of wanting to meet, and I'm not sure. And it's like, well, we need to kind of dissolve the energy cord between you, because even though it's been years, it's still there. And they're more open to that. Whereas back in the day, it's like, oh, what are you talking about?
Oh,
You know,
wow.
I just want to know, is my new boyfriend coming in? Because my early one's coming in and I'm confused and I don't want to be with him and I fancy someone else. And can you just fix it in a way? And it's like, whatever. I'm just not really here to fix anything.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
So, whereas, yeah, more people are definitely more aware,
Mm,
you know,
yeah.
and that's what I say to people. Like, my readings now are more conversations.
Yeah,
So,
wow.
like I say to everyone, whether it's tarot, mediumship, psychic, you name it, it's highly interactive.
Mm,
Not just gonna, you're not gonna just sit here doing nothing and I'm
yeah.
gonna talk about everything.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk. We're gonna share because I need you to not only feel empowered at the end of the session, but walk away feeling more aware and
Mm,
enlightened. So that's only going to happen if we're going to converse,
mm,
because I need to know you've got it.
Exactly.
Because otherwise, you're going to walk away and then not do anything,
yeah.
which is a waste of your time,
It
your
is.
money,
Yeah.
and my time.
Yeah.
Because I've got people who really want to sit in front of me, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and
Totally
that's
agree.
lovely because people are more open for that. You know,
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
they're going, oh, cool, right, okay, I can say anything and jump in. It's like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
It has really changed.
Yeah. And how have you over the years been able to run this successful business and spiritual business?
Yeah. And practice.
But because we know how it is, there's that business can be sometimes low energy and then money, it comes with a lot of things, and then you're trying to stay high vibe. And how have you managed all of that over the years?
Well, look, to be honest, this kind of work has been so changeable over the years. So there's been times when it's been not much or kind of casual to then full on.
Yeah. Well.
So what I realized at a very young age is I needed to kind of be in a theme of this. So I can always be in this kind of work. And for me, it's always been about caring. So even as a teenager, I decided to go into the caring field. So whether it's doing a psychic reading or working with someone with a disability, for me, it's the same because I speak the same language.
Yeah.
And the way I care about someone in front of me is exactly the same. So instead of kind of going off into other full-on jobs and then having this on the side, it's always been there.
Yeah.
So I've always been in the health industry. So I've always seen this work as the health industry.
Yes.
And it takes for me, takes the pressure off of this has to be full on or from time or a certain way, because I've worked so much with spirit, they know what I can cope with at any particular time. Because there's been times when, I just haven't been emotionally well to do it. So there's no way I'm going to put myself in front of
Yeah. Of
someone
course. Of course.
or something else is going on or whatever. Like, so I always trust it. And that's been, for me, like almost like an emotional mental health plan in a way. So then when I'm doing my work now, that energy of the plan comes in for others. So that's why people feel extremely empowered when they're working with me in whatever capacity. So it just takes the pressure off because,
Yeah.
I don't know, for me, I've never seen it as a business
Yeah.
because it's I live and breathe this.
Yeah. Wow.
It's just me showing up as me. So yeah. So for me, it's not necessarily work, because I've had clients in the caring field where I've done tarot readings for them because I've asked, So it's like, well, actually, they're not separate,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
true.
for me anyway.
It's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
If someone wanted to deepen their own journey or understanding or even their intuition, what would you say would be the first thing that they should look to do for themselves?
Mm. Mm. one of the best ways is to have a day of being in question and answer with spirit. So what I mean by that is have a question that you want to put out to spirit or your higher self or your spirit guides, depending if you understand all that, what you want to happen in your life. So almost like something you want to set an intention for or like
great.
manifest, and then actually look for and ask for the signs or synchronicities. So have a very real practical conversation, an intuitive one with the higher part of you and spirit. So you start to see this as a real conversation. So one of the best ways is, asking for a car park directly outside the shop you want to go to.
Yeah.
So it's a goodie, but it's an oldie but a goodie.
It is. It
I
is.
find.
Yes.
But be specific.
Yeah.
It's like I want to be at this shop at 12 p.m. So I'd like to have a very particular car park directly outside on the same side of the street of the shop. Like really list it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Spirit goes, great, we'll give you exactly what you want. And I've even tested it out where I've asked specifically for that, and I'm driving up knowing it's going to be there, but then there's a spot a few cars down. It's like, there's another spot. I'll just grab that. And I'll play a trick in my own mind going, yeah, because maybe the other one hasn't happened. And of course, so I park and then I walk up, and then directly outside the shop, there's a space.
Yeah.
It's like, so it works.
So it's about being specific, just as a
Absolutely.
like of what you want, because there's that whole thing around now. It's so fashionable to manifest. Everyone's manically manifesting, and they're like, I manifested that, I manifested that. But I feel like people are not doing it the right way. Like I really like your way, and you can't just say to the universe or to spirit or you've got to really watch out who you're asking as well,
Totally.
right? You can't just be
Absolutely.
asking
No,
any
no.
old spirit for something.
Definitely not.
Yeah, and so I feel
Yeah.
like people are doing that too, and they're getting some really weird stuff happen.
Well, yeah.
And so, it's about making sure that you put the right details in for what you're requesting
Absolutely.
and who you're asking,
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah, and see it already happening. So
Yeah.
it's more the intention you're wanting to set, which is, because just remember when we've already got that thing in mind we want to experience, like going into, I don't know, say you want to buy a top, you already know the shop you want to go into. You already feel excited because you've been to that shop before. You know the clothes that are in there, so you're already in that intention. You're already in the shop.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
emotionally, psychologically, energetically. That's how to bring it in. So
That makes
it's
so much
getting,
sense. That's
Yeah.
such an easy way to look at it, eh? We think, we've got to
Totally.
do this, and you've got to spin on your head, and you've got to have all the things aligned and the stars. And no, it's
no.
not. It's literally
Yeah.
like you're going shopping, and you've thought, okay, I need to get a white shirt, and I'm going
Yeah.
to my favorite store to get this white shirt. I'm in there. It's going to be on that rack at that place, and it's
Yeah.
going to cost around this much.
Yeah.
It's a much better way to do it, isn't it?
Oh, it is.
I think so.
It's like,
I think it's.
yeah, I mean, like, but it's been kind of flexible, so it's like, I go to many places to buy many different things, like clothes-wise. And like recently it was like, where was I? I think I was in Fremantle, and it was like, okay, I want to buy a new shirt. I've got a price range of the lowest 30 and the highest maybe 80, 90 I'm comfortable with. This is what I want. Guide me. Let me know. I'm
Yeah.
happy to go to this street I've never been to. I've got a vague idea what shops are around. And I went into some of the most, more expensive places. And yeah, the price range was there, but the shirt wasn't. And I was like, well, I know I can get it today. I know how I bring this in. And they said, yeah, but you've forgotten one shop. I was like, what? And then all of a sudden, the op shop. I was like, oh, okay. Walked in there and I said, really? And they go, yep. And it was exactly the kind of shirt I was actually
No
looking
way.
for. And it was $30.
Ah.
So in the price range, it was just exactly what I wanted. And I was like, oh yeah, thanks. Because I was going into retail shops, like shirt shops, and I forgot about the op shop. And they
Yeah.
said, you'll be surprised. And it was like, oh, okay.
Oh, that's so cool.
So yeah,
So,
That's
it's
awesome, eh?
so if you were to leave your audience or leave our audience with
Oh, yeah.
one message about their relationship with themselves, the natural world, and the unseen world, so all of the worlds, all of the things, all of the energies, what would it be? What would that message be?
Oh, wow, okay. I've just got trust everything. Everything you feel and sense is actually going on. Have fun. Have fun with it.
Yeah.
Like, spirits aren't there, certainly of a higher vibration, they're not there to spook you.
Yeah.
They're not there to misdirect you. So they're there to pass on information. So ask questions.
Yeah.
Are you of the light?
Yeah.
Are you of the
Yes.
higher vibration?
Yep.
Yes.
Is that you, Auntie Jane or Uncle John? Have fun,
Yeah.
because they like to have fun too. So if you're having physical activity, lights going on and off or the TV coming on and off, it's just their way of saying, look, I'm here, I want to pass on information, I'm not here to spook you. So as soon as you sit down and go, great, sorry, I was just someone's here. I was just getting tapped on the leg. I'm like, okay.
Have fun with it.
Yeah.
Who is there?
It's like, all right, cool. It's just a reminder. Like, just ask questions. Yeah, I'm here to listen, and
Yes.
I'm open. I'm open to receive. But have boundaries too. It's like, I'm going to bed now and I'm going to sleep. Yes, send a message through a dream, and then I'll wake up and remember. But I don't want to be disturbed during the night, unless you're
Yeah.
a night owl and that's how
Yeah.
you work.
Yes.
But to relax into it, because you'll be amazed, like what comes up. It's always thrilling for me. Like, I'm never bored. It's always something radically different. Like, it's amazing what comes through,
Yeah.
and I never know. You just never know. Just
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, wow. So, that's amazing. We've got, Geraint, you've got some things coming up that we are going to talk about now in terms of some energy group clearing sessions that are happening weekly. Please tell us a bit about that so our audience can tap into that if they want to.
Definitely. Yeah. So I haven't worked out a particular day and time yet, but that will happen very soon. So at the moment, I'm just collecting interest, but I'll be setting up a weekly Zoom energy clearing for people. So basically, it's half an hour on Zoom, and like, I go into an experience with my spirit team, and we work each week with a theme that most people will be going through. So we'll talk about it at the very beginning, and then sit with that theme, and then I do the half an hour clearing. If you can't be there but you've paid to be there, the clearing still happens, like, because the ripple effect goes out.
Yes.
So I set the intention for it to work anyway. So the weekly is $50. If you want to book in for 4 weeks at a time, it's $180.
Yep.
So it's a bit cheaper. Like I said, I'm just getting interest at the moment, and then I'll work out really quickly in the next week or so what day and time we'll set that up. Because I know, like, sometimes and days won't work for some people, but just remember it. If you're booking in, it will work anyway.
You can still
So
get the
you will, because I'll be
benefits.
working with the energy of people,
Yeah.
so their energy will shift. The other thing I'm doing is running a once a month animal clearing. So in a very similar vein, for $50 for the session, and if people want to bring in their animal on the Zoom call, they can, or even bring in a picture, They can hold up a picture and show me. That's fine as well.
And what does that energy clearing involve?
So it basically goes in for the animals.
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll work on different themes that the people are noticing coming up for their animal, which generally tells me it's what's happening for the person, because just remember the animal's taking it on.
Yes.
Yes.
So quite often most people or most animals have a very similar thing. So I won't necessarily go into very specifics of each animal because it won't take too long. But yeah, it'll be surprising how, 1 week or 1 month will probably be on anxiety or separation issues or something like that. But yeah, I'll go into the energy clearing, and then that will definitely go through every animal and let people know how to then hold the energy for that animal and see the results. And
I think we need
Oh,
to
that's
sign up.
awesome.
We're going to have to sign up for
Put
that
guides
one.
together.
I think it'll
For
be
our cat.
really
to.
exciting.
Yeah, because she's here.
Totally.
She's been here the whole session, so she's
so
she's
sweet.
loving the vibes, and she's sleeping now. But yeah, she needs to definitely have some.
Because she
Extra
was
clearing.
passing on something much earlier tonight, which does she have either a funny walk sometimes or has a little thing with her leg?
Yeah,
Yes.
she does.
Yep.
Because what she's doing is she's watching your son, Kabraska, and there's something she's either seen or knows he does when it's either a little dance or a little movement, and she loves it and imitates him. So she loves
He
the
does have a little
movements.
dance.
Yeah.
She's
So
really
she's been watching
winning.
it. Because,
Wow.
yeah. Yeah, because she wanted me to let you know what she's doing when she's doing that. She's imitating him because she finds it funny and thinks
It's
it's
that
a great
little
laugh.
leg stretch thing she does.
She does. She
sometimes.
does a leg stretch, and then she goes
Yeah,
like
it's like
that.
one little leg shake that she
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
And my son does a leg shake, but when he wins in life, that's his little his
nice.
little thing. But yeah,
Fantastic.
And
that's
she
it.
always goes, when he visits, she
Yeah.
always goes to his feet, always, and rubs her head on his feet over and over
Right.
again. And he's like the only one
Well,
that she does that with,
okay.
right?
He also was, my son was also her first boyfriend.
Yeah, we call him her boyfriend. Yeah.
There was this time where we thought
That's
that
so cute.
she was actually sleeping and being a good girl, sleeping on her bed all night, every night when my son was living with us.
Yeah,
And we
yeah.
used to praise her every morning going, how amazing, you sleep in your own bed, you don't annoy us, you're so amazing, blah, blah, blah. That went on for months, like 6-7 months. And then
Wow.
one morning, we actually came out a little bit earlier and we actually saw her coming out of my son's room. Because every
No
night
way.
we'd close our door, she'd stay away from our room,
fantastic.
and then she'd just go to his room.
Yeah, and he's like, oh
Brilliant.
no, she's been sleeping with me this whole time. She comes in as soon as you guys go to bed. She would go into his bedroom,
Yeah.
and because he's a gamer, so
Yeah,
he'd be
yeah.
up all hours gaming,
yeah,
and
yeah.
and
Yeah,
he'd have like Uber Eats and pizza boxes, and so she'd be munching on
She was
like
living the life.
pizza,
she's loving it.
tomato sauce, and then she would lie on his bed and
Yeah.
go to sleep, and he had
fantastic.
like hundreds of photos of her on sleeping on his bed, and we did not even know.
No.
It wasn't until months later, and he
funny.
told us, "Oh yeah, no, she doesn't sleep on her bed. She
Because
sleeps
we-
with me."
When he came here, he was anti-cat. He was
Yeah.
a dog person, so he had
okay,
never had a
yeah.
cat, wasn't interested in a cat, was like,
Yeah.
nah, I'm never gonna forget my dog, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden they bonded.
Yeah, I think she helped him to settle in
I think
and
she
to
did.
feel more
absolutely.
She
comfortable.
totally did.
'Cause
Yeah,
he was
definitely.
quite young when he came. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
she's
that's-
putting her head up
absolutely.
now. She just put her head up. She's like,
She was
"Yeah, it
thinking
was me.
about you, yes.
I did
Yeah,
that."
yeah. It's, yeah, it's just her version of saying, yeah, I adore him
She
and I
does.
like what he does. And yeah, it's like she sees it as a fun thing because it's a celebration energy.
Yes, yeah.
It's not like very joyful. So she's sort of
Exactly.
imitating him in a way.
That's awesome.
There
Thank
you
you,
go.
my friend.
Oh,
That's right.
thank
I meant
you.
to say it
That is
earlier on,
amazing.
but I was just, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, is there anything else that we can help you with, Geraint, about
Oh.
anything to do with your socials? We've got your socials here up on the screen.
Ah,
You've
okay,
got
yep.
we've got your Facebook. Yeah, is there anything that you want to just to get some tips on in terms of your business? I know you're doing so well anyway. We probably can't give you anything that you don't
Well,
already know.
to be honest,
No,
I was kind of
it's
keen to see what you might pick up like energetically, almost like in a reading or, um, yeah, because business, I mean, like to be honest, I am getting a website happening fairly soon, so things
great.
are happening on that end. Because I did have one years ago, and then for many years it's been word of mouth. But I'm just
Yeah,
getting so much busier, it's like I'm having to jump back on again, which is great.
yeah.
But hmm,
I can tell you what I'm getting if
Yes,
you
go
want me
you.
to.
Yeah,
yeah, go, yeah, yeah.
Nebraska's tuned in. He's been
I know,
tuning in.
I felt that. It's like, go
Look,
for it.
my friend. Firstly, thank you for sharing space and time with us again this
My
evening.
pleasure.
It's been amazing. You've truly opened up my world to not just the animal side of things, but also the land and how special these gifts are that we have, and how we can't just just keep them just for clients. Sometimes there's a bigger story out there waiting for us, and
Absolutely.
you've
Yeah,
opened me up to that point of view and other things as well. And when I feel into you, my friend, the first thing that it comes to me for this year for you, and what they're showing me is for this year, the second half of the year going into 2027, is very much about you stepping into that space of more events that are your events. It's like it's now time for you to take that stage, to
yeah,
be that personality, to put yourself in front of those people, because you've done all the one-on-one work. You've done all the smaller events around, right, to build up that as well. And as you said,
absolutely.
the practice is now this word of mouth that just, and I just see it as a circular feeding. Feeding is probably the wrong word, but a self-generating, self-replicating system that you've
Yeah,
created within the practice. And it just
yeah,
seems to be in a very beautiful place right now.
yeah.
And that gets quite comfortable for us when that happens. And what they're showing me is the next layer outside of that
Yeah, yeah.
is you stepping into a place of putting yourself front and center, which they're also showing me that that's not really a comfortable place that you like to be. And one-on-ones is
Yeah.
easy, but being on a stage in that kind of not a demonstration format, but because this is
No.
actually you inviting all of those people to come and have an experience with you. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
about bringing that community that you have fostered over the years, all the
I
people that
love
you've
that.
connected to, and actually doing something together with a
Oh, wow.
purpose and with a meaning and a direction that is obviously going to be connected to land and
Wow.
ancestors and your work.
Yeah.
But it's like this overarching circle of energy
Yeah.
that surrounds this
Yeah.
Wow.
embedded community that you've built from inside
Yeah.
yourself. And so it's kind of
Yeah.
like you've done this work, the inner work, you've done the community work, and building that into a practice. And now
Yeah.
it's time to use that community to do this
Thank you.
next layer of work, and that will take you through to
Wow.
like 2027 as a project. That's what's just
That's
been.
Yeah.
so cool.
It's like
Thank you.
what I'm getting is, as soon as you were saying that, it's like your halo. There's this big bright. It's like your halo effect, right? You are
Yeah.
surrounded by this beautiful halo of light, and now what I'm getting is, as Kabraska said, it's time to expand that
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
different areas. And then I also get not only on you talking on stage or in front of holding
on
your
camera, yeah.
events. But I'm getting that I feel like there's that need for you to expand your halo and work out into other countries. And I keep getting
Yeah.
spiritual sites, in particularly in the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
It's not Stonehenge, but I keep seeing that because it's a similar thing. Like but it's other spiritual sites that, because you are connected in with the land, and you have that ability to work with the land in other places as well once you get that ancestral permission. But
Yeah.
I feel like because you come from there, it's going to be an easy connection as well. But there's something, that deeper layer coming up for you, and those, now I'm seeing the fairies coming around to help facilitate that with you.
Wow.
It's around it's not Stonehenge, but it's to do with where the big, like I can see those rock formations. It's you being part of those rock formations, and the fairies are like guiding you through this place as well, and that you're extending your halo way out, spreading it out. Yeah, I feel like that travel.
The visual that they want me to share as well, which is aligned with what Amber is sharing, is like, you know how you throw that pebble into the water, and then it starts with one and then it ripples out. It's like you've thrown yourself here into Australia, and your ripple is already doing its work, and eventually that means you're going to have to throw your stone into another pond in a different place and create those ripples again in different places, so that they all end up connecting in one way. But this work of you being front and center in your own environment, in your own event with your own people, that already is just going to be that first big ripple going out and doing a whole nother level for yourself. So that's what I feel. I feel like that's going to be a big growth period for you.
Definitely.
Around and I'm seeing it go all the way from, it begins from now, because the thought is there, and then now we're going to move it into implementation, and then testing, and then trialing, and then bringing people together and making that part of your what it is that you do.
Yeah, and it's also, I'm getting now you walking in the footsteps of the giants in that side of the world as well, you know, and it's just like I see these big massive footprints that you're going to be walking in, and you know they're there. You'll be able to tune into them. It's the giants and the dragons that are also part of this journey that you're on as well. So it's from the smallest little fairy to the biggest giants that you are going to be, to the dragons that are you're working with those elementals or those beings to bring the healing to those places as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
That so resonates.
That's good.
That's brilliant. Because funnily enough, when I did this event the other day, it was part of the dowsing community.
Yes.
And like talking in the event, everything you're saying, I was feeling that, and the feedback was, we could be here for hours. We all love just hearing this, and it was very much a part of a sharing. It wasn't me just talking about what to do, whatever. It was So I had this feeling of here I am, and this now needs to grow.
Yeah.
So you're both spot on. Like I can feel it. It's there's definite movement.
Yes, and as you said, that the energy is changing, and for us as healers and practitioners, and we have to be guided by that, no matter how scary that is sometimes, and allow ourselves to be vulnerable again, and
totally.
And really allow ourselves to experience it. I truly see you standing in these groups in different countries, feeling into the land and sharing what is there with the people that either are on it, around it, or working on it, but also healing that space all at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like a beautiful... they just keep showing me circles. It's like this beautiful rotating circle of energy that just keeps self-replicating, keeps healing, keeps connecting, keeps bringing people in. It's just like this.
That's brilliant.
It's just an ongoing circle of energy. Yeah, continuous.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Wow. I just feel so excited because funnily enough, I've got overseas travel coming up next year.
Oh, good.
Excellent.
And my intention of this year was to expand here in Australia, which I've done, and doing a lot of travel this year. And next year was all about overseas, which is starting. So,
oh my God, it was, hold on, because it's going to be an awesome ride.
Yeah. Totally.
Well, Geraint, thank you, my friends. Thank you so much for being here this evening. We've truly enjoyed every single second speaking with you around the animals, and we could talk a lot more about that because we were holding ourselves back a lot. To be honest.
Oh man, it could go on for another 2 hours just about animal communication.
I know, absolutely.
But look, we just love being able to learn more about what it is that you do, share that with the audience that we have, and And we're looking forward to meeting you again at Mind, Body, Spirit
Yes.
and doing more work
Absolutely.
and also being part of your Zoom group.
Yeah, we're
when that
definitely
becomes
signing
available.
up for your animal.
And
Fantastic,
connect
thank
with
you.
there. But
Communication,
look,
yeah.
thank you so much on behalf of Amber and myself for being here this evening and being part of our Creative Talk family.
Thank
My
you,
pleasure,
Geraint.
and thank you so much for the amazing opportunity. It's so great, and just to get the word out.
Yeah, thank you.
absolutely.
We will definitely, yes, if people, so many people are interested in what you're doing.
Yes.
So we're happy to get the word out.
Beautiful, thank you.
Yeah, like I said,
Well, take care until next
Thank you,
time.
you
You
too.
Bye.
Bye.
And look, guys, if you want to follow Geraint and if you want to find out more about him, he's available on Instagram, on Facebook. You can find him. He's in the
TikTok.
process of building his website, which we will share as well once that becomes available. Also on TikTok.
Yeah.
You can find him. And also at the events that come up. Mind, Body, Spirit is where where I met him
And
for
me.
the first time. And
Yep.
Amber as well. He'll be there again this October in Sydney. And by all means, book a session with him. Connect with him on Zoom, connect with him on social. A fantastic man with incredible abilities, and I'm so grateful that he was able
Yeah,
to be
me
here this
too.
evening. He gave us some insights into our own.
Whew. She's looking at us
Yeah,
now
look,
like,
she's looking straight at us, Gary.
oh, guys, you should have picked that up earlier. Well, who do you think you are? Come on.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. But look, next week we're actually going to be having our guest who was supposed to be with us a couple weeks ago before we had
Some
the
tech
literary
issues.
retrograde thing kind of smash us, but it's gone now, so that's the best part.
Wendy's
Wendy's going to be joining
here
us.
for some spirit art.
Beautiful spirit artist who has actually drawn for both Amber and I many, many times. Our house is full of her artwork, and it is incredible. And actually, I'm going to share a story around one of the artwork pieces that came real.
That came
In
true
our podcast next week.
next week. Yes.
So Wendy's going to be joining us.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much. We will be back next week at 5 p.m. on Thursday. Thank you to everyone who's tuned in.
We will.
See you next time.
Until then, we'll see you then.